Throughout the ages, alchemy has been a mystical and hidden art, a profound knowledge veiled in secrecy, preserved only for those deemed worthy, often hidden behind complex symbols, metaphors, and cryptic codes that perplexed generations of thinkers. This alchemy is not about transmuting base metals into gold, but rather a more profound and transformative art. Spiritual alchemy. Imagine that within you lies a dormant force, a powerful energy capable of transmuting your very being, transforming your darkest shadows into radiant light, your fears into wisdom, and your pain into personal growth. This is the true meaning of spiritual alchemy. It is the lost key to unlocking the essence of life, the process by which the soul is purified, allowing it to ascend to its highest potential. From the ancient Egyptian alchemists who viewed this practice as a divine art, to the Renaissance philosophers who searched for hidden truths, this knowledge has been encoded in ancient texts, secret manuscripts, and obscure symbols. For centuries, it has awaited someone with the insight and vision to unravel its mysteries. But now, in this modern age, we have the chance to reveal what has been concealed for so long. In this exploration, we will dive into the history and essence of spiritual alchemy, trace how its principles have been preserved through time, and, most importantly, show you how you can apply this wisdom in your life to awaken your inner potential. Prepare for a journey into the unknown, where transformation is not a mere abstract concept, but a tangible reality that is accessible to those courageous enough to look deeper than what meets the eye. Alchemy, from the very beginning of recorded history, has been a sacred practice, a hidden science passed down through the ages by wise philosophers, mystics, and seekers of truth. Though its origins remain shrouded in the mists of time, evidence of its existence can be traced to ancient Egypt, where the priests of the Nile saw alchemy as a divine discipline connected to Thoth, the god of wisdom and knowledge. It was here that alchemy was first linked not just to the transformation of physical substances like metals, but to the spiritual transformation of the human soul. The Egyptians understood that the alchemical process was not solely external but also deeply internal, representing the journey of the soul towards higher consciousness. This sacred knowledge was later absorbed and expanded upon by the Greeks, who integrated alchemy into their broader philosophical understanding of the universe. Philosophers like Plato recognized the material world as a mere shadow of a greater, unobservable truth. Meanwhile, the Stoics believed that true enlightenment could be achieved through inner transformation, aligning with the alchemist's view that the change of the inner self was the path to enlightenment. But it wasn't until the Hellenistic period that alchemy took on an even deeper and more intricate significance. It was during this time that it merged with the teachings of Hermeticism, a mystical philosophy attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, the legendary sage who is said to have coined the phrase, "As above, so below, as within, so without." In the Middle Ages, alchemy was preserved and protected by the Arab scholars who refined the practice and shared it with the rest of the world, particularly with Europe. During this period, alchemy began to evolve along two separate lines, one material and one spiritual. The material path sought to transform metals, aiming to uncover the philosopher's stone, while the spiritual path focused on the transformation of the soul, seeking enlightenment and unity with the divine. It was in this period that figures such as Paracelsus, the great alchemist and physician, and the Rosicrucians, a secretive order, emerged. They viewed alchemy not as a mere physical science, but as a sacred tool for achieving human perfection. For these alchemists, the laboratory was not just a place for conducting experiments. It was a sanctuary, a space for spiritual exploration and self-realization. The true essence of alchemy, as understood by these visionary figures, was that the great work, the ultimate transformation, was not to be found in the external world. Instead, it was a deeply personal journey of inner alchemy. The ultimate goal of alchemy was not the creation of gold or the discovery of material wealth, but the transmutation of the individual's soul, elevating it to a state of purity, wisdom, and enlightenment. In this sense, spiritual alchemy was not a pursuit of worldly gain, but the path to ultimate freedom, a freedom that comes from mastering the self and understanding one's place in the universe. In the rich symbology of alchemy, we encounter profound images such as dragons, purifying fire, mercury, and sulfur. Each of these elements, while seemingly mystical, carries a deeper meaning about the evolution of the spirit. Over the centuries, alchemy has been cloaked in enigma and metaphor, often viewed as an obscure and arcane practice. However, now is the time to decipher its hidden language and grasp how these ancient principles can be applied to enhance our daily lives. Spiritual alchemy is not merely a mystical pursuit. It is the art of inner transformation, an ongoing process of transmuting our deepest essence into a higher state of being. Just as the ancient alchemists endeavored to turn base metals like lead into gold, spiritual alchemy beckons us to refine our consciousness, lifting it from ignorance and limitation to enlightenment and wisdom. But how does this transformation unfold? The sages of old recognized that the alchemical process progresses through multiple stages, each symbolizing a state of being that must be transcended in order to reach perfection. These stages are not limited to the purification of metals. Rather, they form a symbolic map for personal and spiritual evolution, offering us a framework for inner growth. The first step in this journey of spiritual alchemy is nigredo, or the black work. This is the stage of decomposition, representing the symbolic death of the ego and all the illusions that keep us bound to a limited existence. It is the chaotic beginning, the confrontation with our shadow, the aspects of ourselves we tend to ignore or deny, our fears, weaknesses, and unresolved emotional wounds. It is often experienced as a crisis, a dark night of the soul, where everything we once believed was secure begins to unravel. Yet, just as a seed must be buried in the darkness of the soil before it can sprout into life, the spirit must endure this period of decomposition in order to emerge reborn, stronger, and clearer. After navigating the depths of nigredo, we move to albedo, the white work. This stage represents the process of purification, the cleansing of the spirit from all impurities. It is here that we begin to cultivate mental clarity, inner peace, and emotional detachment from negativity. Albedo is deeply connected with introspection and self-awareness, a time when we start to see the world through new eyes, free from the distortions imposed by the ego. Alchemists symbolized this phase through the image of the moon, shining in its full glory, reflecting the pure light of truth. Spiritual practices such as meditation, prayer, fasting, and energy work play a critical role in this stage, helping us to purify our thoughts, emotions, and actions, which prepares us for the next stage of transmutation. It is during albedo that the golden light of awakening begins to illuminate our inner being, marking the moment when wisdom begins to shine through us. Next, we enter citrinitas, the yellow work. This stage is the merging of the conscious and unconscious, the blending of reason and intuition, the unification of spirit and matter. Here we learn that true knowledge is not found in external teachings or books, but rather through direct, personal experience with the divine. Alchemy teaches us that gold is not created merely by fire, but through patience, persistence, and an understanding of the natural cycles and rhythms of life and the soul. The great spiritual masters who have walked this path understood that enlightenment is not a permanent destination, but an ongoing process of evolution, a continuous cycle of growth and refinement. However, the final and most profound transformation is still to come. After traversing the darkness of Negredo, passing through the purification of Albedo, and experiencing the illumination of Citrinitas, we now arrive at the culminating stage of the great work, Rubedo, the red work. Rubedo marks the true transmutation, the moment when the lead of our lower nature, our base instincts, fears, and limitations, transforms into the gold of full, awakened consciousness. It is the culmination of the entire alchemical process, where we achieve a state of integration and wholeness, embodying the highest expression of our true self. This is not a static endpoint, but the continuous manifestation of our highest potential as we live in harmony with our divine essence. Through Rubedo, we come to understand that the journey of spiritual alchemy is a never-ending process of evolution, growth, and conscious creation, where each new phase of life brings us closer to the ultimate realization of who we truly are. It represents the sacred union of the soul and spirit, where the human and the divine come together in perfect harmony. This union signifies the total awakening of consciousness, a moment where duality dissolves and we realize that we have always been a part of the whole. In this state, there is no separation between us and the universe. We become aware of our connection to everything around us, and we understand that the light we seek outside is already within us. In esoteric traditions, this transformative state is symbolized by the image of the phoenix, rising from its own ashes. The phoenix is a powerful representation of the immortality of the spirit, a being that undergoes continuous cycles of death and rebirth, emerging stronger each time. This rebirth signifies not only the renewal of life, but the ultimate transcendence of the self, where the spirit remains eternal, free from the limitations of the material world. Similarly, the rebirth of the sun, which rises after the darkness of night, mirrors this profound spiritual awakening. It is the arrival of pure light after enduring the darkness of ignorance, suffering, and struggle. In alchemy, this phase is called Rubedo, the final stage in which the soul achieves its highest expression. It is the crystallization of our true self, the moment when we no longer resist the dualities of life, but learn to integrate them. In Rubedo, we understand that the external search for light is unnecessary because we have already become the light. This is the state of spiritual mastery, one that has been achieved by the great sages of humanity: Buddha, Jesus, Hermes Trismegistus, Lao Tzu. These masters underwent profound journeys of inner transformation, transcending the limitations of the ego to embody a universal consciousness. Their teachings continue to guide us, but alchemy reminds us that enlightenment is not an exclusive privilege granted to a few. It is a destiny that all of us can fulfill. The path to spiritual awakening is open to anyone who approaches it with determination, humility, and an open heart. If we take a step back, we begin to see that alchemy was never truly about the physical transformation of metals into gold, as it was commonly believed. That was merely a metaphor, a symbolic language to veil the deeper purpose, the transformation of the human being into its highest, most enlightened version. Each of us holds the potential to be an alchemist, capable of changing the course of our destiny and raising our spiritual vibration. But to do so, we must dedicate ourselves to the great work, which involves transmuting the ego into consciousness, transforming fear into love, and turning our shadows into light. Yet, knowing this truth is not enough on its own. Alchemy is an art that requires practice and discipline. Spiritual alchemy is not just a philosophical concept or an abstract theory meant for mystics and philosophers. It is a living, breathing practice that can revolutionize our lives if we engage with it consciously. This practice requires more than intellectual understanding. It demands deep, committed work to transform ourselves on every level. As we embark on this journey, we must be willing to apply the principles of alchemy with awareness and diligence, integrating them into our daily lives. Let's explore how each stage of the great work can manifest in our everyday existence and the tools we can use to accelerate our inner evolution. The first phase of alchemy, known as nigredo, invites us to confront our own darkness, the parts of ourselves we deny or hide from. It is a phase of profound introspection and purification, where we must face the emotional and psychological wounds we have accumulated over time. How can we apply this to our daily lives? The key here is self-observation. We must begin by observing our thoughts, emotions, and reactions, paying attention to the patterns that arise in our daily lives. Keeping a journal can be incredibly helpful in this process, where we can record recurring thoughts, automatic reactions, and limiting beliefs that hold us back. By identifying these patterns, we can begin to understand the areas of our lives that need healing and transformation. Additionally, working with our shadow, those repressed or denied parts of ourselves, can be profoundly healing. Carl Jung spoke of the importance of integrating these hidden aspects of our psyche, and we can do this through meditation, introspection, and even therapy. Purification rituals common in many spiritual traditions also support this process. These may include fasting, taking herbal baths, burning incense, or engaging in symbolic acts like writing down negative thoughts on paper and then burning them, representing the dissolution of the old and creating space for new growth. Once we move through the symbolic death of nigredo, we enter the phase of albedo, where light begins to filter into our consciousness. In this stage, we begin the process of mental and emotional purification, elevating ourselves to a higher level of awareness and perception. Practices such as meditation and mindfulness are crucial at this stage, helping us quiet the mind and observe our thoughts and emotions without attachment. This allows us to gain a clearer understanding of our true selves, free from the distortions of the ego. Gratitude and compassion exercises can also be powerful tools in this phase, dissolving negativity and opening the heart to higher vibrations. As we continue to integrate these practices into our daily lives, we move closer to achieving the ultimate goal of spiritual alchemy, the full awakening of our consciousness and the realization of our divine nature. Contact with nature, walking barefoot on the earth, immersing yourself in water, or simply breathing deeply in the fresh air, holds an incredible power to cleanse and recalibrate our energetic field. Nature offers us the chance to reconnect with the source of all life, grounding us and allowing our spiritual energy to flow more freely. This simple act of being present with the earth helps clear away the energetic blockages that may accumulate in our lives, and it marks the beginning of a deeper spiritual awakening. The moment we establish this harmony with nature, the light of knowledge begins to illuminate our existence. This is the point where we transition from simply being aware of the material world to embracing a higher understanding of the universe. We've already purified the dense lower aspects of our being, and now we are ready to invite higher wisdom and integrate it into our daily lives. Studying sacred texts, delving into esoteric philosophy, and exploring timeless spiritual teachings provide us with the tools necessary to understand reality from a more elevated perspective. Yet, the true essence of this knowledge is not found in intellectual comprehension alone. It must be embodied. Knowledge becomes most powerful when it is applied in our daily life. It's not enough to merely read about spirituality or enlightenment. To To truly transform, we must live these principles through our thoughts, actions, and relationships. How can you engage with greater awareness in the relationships you cultivate? How can you bring more mindfulness into your work and your everyday choices? The practice of creative visualization and affirmations can be instrumental in helping us reprogram our mind. These practices serve as a bridge, allowing us to consciously align with our highest self and manifest our fullest potential. As we continue the journey towards spiritual evolution, the final phase of the great work involves the crystallization of the entire process. This is the moment when all the lessons we have learned through the alchemical stages begin to integrate, forming a new, clear vision for our lives. We are reborn with a sense of purpose, clarity, and determination. True alchemists do not seek transformation for personal gain alone. Their journey is one of service, of sharing the light they have cultivated with the world. Helping others, offering support, and being of service is a way to solidify and anchor our own spiritual evolution. In every aspect of our lives, whether it's through our work, art, writing, or relationships, we are called to express our newfound consciousness. Creation becomes a channel through which we communicate our inner wisdom to the world. At this stage, integrating inner balance is essential. We must learn to accept both our light and shadow, not judging either, but recognizing that they are both integral parts of the same evolutionary process. Just as alchemists understood the necessity of both the fire and the crucible to bring about transformation, we must embrace all aspects of our being in order to achieve wholeness. Our journey is not about rejecting the shadow, but about understanding and integrating it into our full self. Every part of us, every experience, every emotion, and every challenge contributes to our growth and evolution. Throughout this journey of spiritual alchemy, we have explored profound mysteries and learned to decipher the symbolism that guides us toward self-transformation. From the dissolution in nigredo, to the purification in albedo, to the illumination in citrinitas, and finally to the manifestation of the true self in rubedo, we have discovered a path of deep self-knowledge, transcendence, and awakening. However, the great secret of spiritual alchemy is that it is not a final destination, but an ongoing, ever-evolving process. Enlightenment is not a single moment we reach and stay in forever. It is an ongoing expansion of consciousness, an evolution that unfolds with every challenge, every experience, and every victory. Spiritual growth happens not through a single grand event, but through the continuous refinement of our thoughts, actions, and intentions. The alchemical gold we seek is not a literal metal, but a symbol of our own evolution. The great alchemists of history realized that true power lies not in turning lead into gold, but in transforming ignorance into wisdom, fear into love, and separation into unity. The essence of spiritual alchemy is the process of refining the soul, of transmuting the base elements of our being into something of higher value and purpose. And now the final question remains: are you ready to begin your own great work? If the knowledge shared here resonates with you, I invite you to reflect on where you currently stand in the journey of spiritual alchemy. Which phase are you in, and what tools can you apply to continue your transformation? Begin using the practices and insights shared to start your personal metamorphosis, and remember, this journey is one that never truly ends. If you feel this message may inspire others, share it with them, and continue exploring the mysteries of existence and the evolution of the soul by subscribing to this channel. Your journey is just beginning, and the path ahead is full of limitless potential. What if I told you there's a power sleeping inside you, one that was placed there by the creator of the universe? This isn't just a metaphor or some spiritual comfort, it's real. A living force exists deep within you, a divine spark given to you since the beginning of time. But like any sacred treasure, this power doesn't just wake up because you wish for it. It needs a decision, awareness, and the right moment. And that moment could be now. Too many people drift through life like leaves caught in the wind, carried away by the chaos around them, forgetting they carry within themselves the universe's original code. Like a river that's forgotten, it flows from the ocean. Still, there are rare, powerful, irreversible moments when that spark awakens, as if something in the universe whispers, "This is your time." If you're watching this video, it's no accident. A cosmic signal has found you, an invisible frequency reaching your heart and saying, "Wake up." The universe moves in cycles like a precise quantum clock, and some cycles never come back. These are sacred windows that stay open only for a limited time. This isn't a warning, but a cosmic fact. If you don't claim this power now, you might miss a sacred opportunity. Think of this power as a seed buried deep in your soul, waiting for the exact right conditions, light, intention, action to grow. If you don't give it what it needs, it doesn't die. It just stays asleep. And in that sleep, the soul slowly fades, feeling like something's missing but not knowing what. Why do some people seem to effortlessly create the life they want, while others just build up frustration? It's not luck or talent, it's the awakening of that inner power and consciously working with the universal laws that govern it. In this video, I'll take you on a journey that will change how you see life. We'll reveal the power God has given you. You'll learn how to use it before it's too late. You'll understand why your outer world responds to what's happening inside your mind and heart. But this message isn't just theory, it's a call to action. Knowing you have power and not using it is like being locked up while holding the key to your freedom. Get ready to remember what's always been inside you, because the universe is speaking, and it's time for you to answer. From the earliest civilizations that carved their stories in stone to the secret texts hidden underground, there's a common thread across cultures, religions, and schools of wisdom. The belief that humans carry a divine power, an inner fire that, when directed right, can create, transform, heal, and even change destiny. In ancient Egypt, initiates were taught that humans are small reflections of the cosmos. They weren't just subjects of the gods, but bearers of the Ka, the life force that, when consciously awakened, lets you shape reality itself. This teaching wasn't popular or easy to access. Only those who showed discipline, pure intention, and a heart aligned with Mat, the principle of universal balance, were considered worthy of these secrets. Farther east, in India's Vedic traditions, there's the idea of Atman, the supreme inner self that's not separate from Brahman, the divine whole. Here, awakening power comes through mastering the mind, vital energy called prana, and changing thought patterns through mantra and meditation. It's not about praying to an outside God for salvation. It's about remembering that your most sacred temple is within you, and that the universe responds to those who remember they are part of it. The Hermetic philosophers of Alexandria summed it up with a formula both respected and feared. As above, so below. As within, so without. This isn't just a poetic line. It's a working law of the universe. What happens inside you directly echoes in your outer world. So if you learn to work with your energy, will, and vibration, you can literally change your surroundings. Even in the Judeo-Christian tradition, this power is present. In Genesis, humans are created in God's image and likeness. meaning we carry the Maker's qualities, the ability to imagine, name, bring order to chaos, give life, or destroy. In Scripture, speaking itself is creative, and God said, "Let there be light," a power now also given to you. Over time, though, this teaching got buried under ritual and dogma, its original meaning lost. Throughout history, wise people preserved this truth in symbols, myths, and secret practices to protect it from misunderstanding and misuse. They knew that revealing such power without preparation could lead to destruction. So the awakening was gradual, like a serpent rising up the spine, slow, controlled, but inevitable. Today, that ancient knowledge is coming back to you. Even though many have forgotten, the power remains, waiting, and maybe your moment to remember is here. What we call the power God gave you isn't some outside force or a gift only for saints or enlightened people. It's an ancestral vibration encoded in your soul, a creative energy expressed through three core centers: consciousness, the word, and will. These three form the trident ancient sages used to shape reality, not through fanciful magic, but through deep mastery of vibration. First, consciousness, the inner eye. Across many spiritual traditions, power starts when you become truly aware of yourself. Not just knowing your name or past, but observing yourself without getting caught up in it. Watching from a higher perspective, like both the actor and the audience in your own story. Awakened consciousness is the first step. Without it, everything else gets clouded by ego, fear, or illusion. Power without awareness is like giving a sword to a child. So, on the path of growth, consciousness must awaken before any other practice. Only someone who truly knows themselves can begin to use the power they have. The second pillar is the word, the verb. Words aren't just sounds, they carry vibration and intention. Every time you speak, you shape your reality. The word is a magical act itself, the let there be of Genesis, the of the Vedas, the abracadabra of ancient texts, literally meaning I create as I speak. Those who forget this power often speak carelessly, cursing themselves with phrases like I can't or nothing ever happens for me. Unaware, they're setting a prophecy in motion. To reconnect with the power God gave you, start by cleansing your language, not as a moral rule, but as vibrational hygiene. The third pillar is will, the silent force that directs everything. True will isn't anxious desire, it's a firm, unshakable certainty that acts from within, regardless of outside circumstances. It's an inner yes that stands strong when everything around you says no. Hermetic texts taught that will is the tool the soul uses to shape matter, and alchemists showed that true gold, the philosopher's gold, is created not outside but inside, forged by unstoppable will. The power God gave you comes alive when your consciousness lines up with your word, and your word matches your will. Thinking positive or saying affirmations without clear intention isn't enough, and wanting something without action won't work. True power happens when you think what you feel, say what you think, and do what you say. That full alignment creates a magnetic field so strong the universe responds. When you step into that alignment, your world rearranges. People who don't fit fade away, new opportunities show up, and vague ideas become clear paths. It's like the universe has been waiting to support you, but remember, this power can't be forced. It only activates when you're ready to be your true self. Once you understand consciousness, word, and will, the three centers of divine power, it's time to explore its deeper layers. This power isn't simple or straightforward. It's multi-layered, like a spiral moving inward and outward at the same time. It's not just about having inner strength, but using it at the right time, with the right intention, from the right state of being. One common mistake is confusing power with control, thinking power belongs to those who dominate, impose, or get their way. That's just a shadow of true power. In deep spiritual teachings, real power changes the world without losing its center. Here's the paradox. Obedience to the soul is part of power. Mystical traditions say, before you can lead the world, you have to learn to listen to the highest part within you, your higher self, the sacred part that doesn't chase pleasure, success, or fame, but seeks alignment with eternal purpose. To obey the soul means saying yes when the ego wants to say no, acting even when you don't fully understand why, and letting go of what you love if it's holding you back. This is active surrender, not passive giving up. And here's the real miracle. When you align with your soul, the universe stops being your enemy and becomes your mirror. Another key point is timing. We live by clock time, days, deadlines, schedules, but spiritual power moves by kairos, the sacred moment when everything lines up. Using the power God gave you means knowing when to move and when to wait, when to speak and when to stay silent, when to plant and when to harvest. Impatience blocks spiritual power, making the flower bloom too soon and ruining the fruit before it's ripe. Many sabotage their own power by rushing after that first awakening, chasing quick results, visible proof, or outside approval. And in the rush, they lose their connection to the source. Power isn't a switch. It's a flame that needs care, protection, and steady attention. There's one more dimension often forgotten: service. The power God gave you isn't just for your own benefit. It's meant to be a channel for transformation. Divine energy always carries a collective purpose. Use your power selfishly, and the flame dies. Use it for good, awakening, and growth, and it multiplies. When your consciousness, word, and will align with the right timing and your soul's guidance, the power inside you rises beyond the human and becomes divine action. You stop fighting life and start dancing with it. Awakening the power God planted in you isn't a one-time miracle, but a sacred practice, built moment by moment, choice by choice, thought by thought. Like any advanced practice, it takes consistency, humility, and wisdom. Just knowing you have power isn't enough. You have to learn how to live in it. Here are 5 deep, practical keys to becoming not just a carrier of this power, but its conscious expression. 1. Start each morning by listening to your soul. Before you check your phone or fully open your eyes, pause, take a breath, place your hand on your chest, and ask your soul what it wants today. Your mind focuses on tasks, your emotions chase pleasure, but your soul speaks of purpose. Learning to hear that inner voice is your first true act of power. 2. Use language as a sacred tool. Every word you say shapes your reality. Treat your words like a finely sharpened sword. Avoid putting yourself down or speaking negatively. Instead of "I can't," try saying "I'm still learning." Rather than focusing on lack, affirm openness. Your words are a declaration. Don't let them become chains. 3. Honor action without obsession. Yes, you need to act. Power can't live in passivity. But action isn't the same as constant busy work. Sometimes the wisest choice is to let go. Before each step, ask yourself, is this coming from my ego or my soul? If it's from your soul, move forward with confidence. If it's from ego, pause and breathe. Action without awareness drains you. Action with purpose sets you free. 4. Surround yourself with beauty and truth. Your environment reflects your vibration. Pay attention to what you take in. Music, images, conversations, and places that either lift you up or wear you down. Power thrives in a balanced, supportive space. Care for your surroundings, your circle, and your habits, like a gardener tending a garden, so your soul's flower can bloom fully. 5. Serve even in small ways. Spiritual power isn't about personal gain. It's meant to bless the world. You don't have to change the whole planet. Touch one life, listen deeply, inspire someone, love where no one else does. When you give from your true self, the universe feels your vibration and expands it. Selfless service is the greatest amplifier of divine power. Remember, your daily choices shape your eternal self. Every thought is a stone in the temple of your consciousness. Every decision is a seed in the garden of your destiny. God gave you immense power. Your mission is to honor it through how you live. You've journeyed with me through ancient truths, hidden symbols, and secrets that have traveled through the centuries, like glowing embers waiting for your breath. Now there's no turning back. Once a truth is recognized, it can't be unheard. The power God gave you isn't just theory, belief, or superstition. It's a living reality pulsing inside you. Maybe you felt for years like something was missing, like your handbrake was on. You might have tried techniques, books, paths, but fulfillment never settled. That's because divine power doesn't come from outside. It doesn't come from a teacher or perfect method. It's born the moment you decide to remember who you really are. That moment could be today, or it might slip away, because while power is eternal, your opportunity isn't. Modern life floods you with noise, distractions, and urgencies designed to make you forget. If you're not awake, the soul falls asleep, and a sleeping soul can't light its inner fire. This message is more than information. It's a direct call to your spirit, a spark cast into your consciousness, a drumbeat at the door of your cosmic memory. No matter how many mistakes you've made, or if you think it's too late, the power God gave you doesn't judge, doesn't run out, and never abandons. You only have to reach out and take your scepter. Walk now as someone who no longer crawls or seeks approval, because you've remembered your heir to infinity. The story of your soul didn't start here, but this could be the chapter where everything changes, where you stop reacting and start creating, where you stop begging and start commanding, where you stop hiding and become a living temple of the divine. You won't do this out of pride. You'll do it because the world needs awakened people. It needs your light, your example, your energy, because someone is waiting to see you shine and dare to do the same. So look inside, breathe deeply and quietly, say to your soul, I accept the power given to me. I will use it with love, awareness, and purpose. You don't need anything else. Just that inner yes, and the universe will take care of the rest. If this message has sparked something inside you, subscribe to the channel to keep exploring the mysteries of your soul. Like the video if you feel it's time to use your power. Share it with fellow seekers ready to remember, and comment below, I accept the power within me, because now you know. The power is in you, and the time is now. Have you ever felt like you're aging more on the inside than on the outside? Like your energy, your glow, that spark you once had just isn't the same anymore? What if I told you aging doesn't actually begin with your skin, but in your energy field, and the key to feeling young again isn't in creams or surgery, but in an invisible code you can reactivate from within. Listen closely. What I'm about to share isn't some surface-level trick or a passing fad. It's an ancient secret that's been hidden for centuries. A truth powerful enough to reverse the wear on your soul, awaken your vital energy, and restore not just your outward youth, but the spiritual strength you may have lost without even realizing it. Here's the thing no one tells you. Your body ages when your energy fades. But if you reprogram your bioenergetic field, you can reset your internal clock, bring back your vitality, and feel alive, connected, and purposeful again. In this video, you'll learn exactly how, and I'll share a simple sacred exercise you can start using today. No matter how many years you've lived, what truly counts is how bright your inner light is. You've been taught that aging is inevitable, that it's just time passing, natural wear and tear, and cellular breakdown. But what no one tells you is that long before your skin wrinkles or your hair loses its shine, something deeper begins to weaken quietly: your energy field. Because true aging doesn't begin in your body, it starts in your soul, in the loss of purpose, in disconnecting from your vital energy, in forgetting who you really are. Every emotion you don't express, every negative thought you hold on to, every day you go through on autopilot chips away at your inner frequency. And when that frequency drops, your body reacts. You feel heavier, more tired, older, even if you're not. Have you noticed some people look young for their age, and others, though young, already seem worn out? The difference isn't their age, it's their energy, and energy doesn't lie. When you're full of life, hope, and spiritual connection, it shows. Your eyes sparkle, your skin glows, your whole presence feels youthful. But when you carry guilt, fear, frustration, or resignation, your energy dims, becomes dense, and aging speeds up. That's why the real secret to rejuvenation isn't found in labs, pills, or cosmetic treatments. It's inside you, in your ability to restore your original vibration, in your power to reprogram your biology through awareness. And though it might sound mystical or far-fetched, energetic science backs it up. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs create measurable frequencies, and those frequencies directly impact how your cells work. It's time to realize. Your body follows your energy, and your energy follows your consciousness. So when you raise your awareness, you rejuvenate from the inside out. Sometimes you feel something inside fading but can't put your finger on it. It's not just physical tiredness. It's like it's harder to smile, to get excited, to connect. Like the world loses its color and you start forgetting who you were before all the noise. That's energetic aging, and many people experience it without even knowing because it doesn't always show as wrinkles or illness. Sometimes it shows as subtle apathy, loss of passion, or feeling disconnected from your soul. Have you ever woken up feeling unmotivated despite a good night's sleep? Noticed things that used to excite you no longer do? Felt old inside while still seeing youth in the mirror? These are signs your energy is aging before your body, and the worst part is, it's silent. It happens when you keep betraying yourself, give up on your dreams out of fear, live on autopilot in routines that don't feed your spirit. Every time you disconnect from what you love, every time you settle for a life that doesn't light you up, your energy field weakens and your body starts showing it. Your skin loses its glow, your eyes lose their shine, your posture slumps, and your soul retreats. True youth isn't about age. It's about inner growth, the strength of your purpose, the vibration you give off when you live aligned with your truth. Ignore that inner call, and life becomes repetitive, heavy, and magicless. But here's the good news. Your energy can renew, your light can come back, and your soul can always remember. Your body isn't just carrying you, it's a living map of your energy. Every cell, organ, and tissue responds to your inner vibration. And that vibration isn't just about what you eat, but what you think, feel, and believe. Science now shows that stress, guilt, and chronic sadness literally age you, changing your cellular chemistry, shortening telomeres, weakening your immune system. But few realize you can reverse it with awareness, because your body listens to every thought. When your inner story is full of fear, lack, or giving up, your biology mirrors that. Your energy dims. The good news is consciousness works like a switch. You can light up your energy field with small acts of presence, gratitude, and honesty. When you speak kindly to yourself, move with intention, breathe deeply, your body notices and responds. It relaxes, repairs, and rejuvenates. The secret to feeling alive again isn't a miracle cream or cosmetic procedure. It's coming back to yourself, remembering that your energy isn't something you have. It's who you are. The more you align with this truth, the younger you'll feel. Now that you know real rejuvenation starts in the soul, not the skin, I'm going to share 3 powerful practices to help you restore your energy field and awaken your inner youth. You don't need anything external, just presence. 1. The conscious breathing ritual at dawn. When you wake up, before you check your phone or talk to anyone, sit quietly and do this. Close your eyes. Breathe in deeply for 4 seconds. Hold it for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly for 8 seconds. Keep going for 7 minutes. As you breathe, picture golden light entering through the top of your head with each inhale, and a dark cloud leaving through your mouth with each exhale. This calms your nervous system, lifts your energy, and activates your heart's power. 2. Water as a gateway for reprogramming. When you shower, don't just go on autopilot. Water is a powerful cleanser, not just for your body, but for your energy. Before you start, put your hands over your heart and say out loud, "This water washes away everything I no longer need. Every drop restores my light, my youth, my truth." As the water flows, feel it carry away not just dirt, but heavy emotions, old memories, and burdens that aren't yours. Step out of the shower feeling like you've just left a sacred space. 3. The nightly energetic repair circle. Before you fall asleep, close your eyes and gently trace a small clockwise circle over your belly button with your index finger for 1 minute. This ancient move wakes up the second chakra, the center of regeneration, sensuality, and vitality. As you do it, softly say to yourself, "My body heals, my energy restores, my soul remembers who it is." This isn't superstition. These rituals work because they activate your awareness. And wherever awareness goes, energy follows. Nothing ages your body, soul, and energy faster than abandoning yourself. And no, it's not just physical neglect. It's something much deeper and more damaging, emotional and energetic abandonment. Every time you force yourself to stay where your soul feels drained, every time you silence your pain just to avoid discomfort, every time you ignore your deepest needs to please others, you're sending a silent but harmful message to your body. I'm not worth taking care of. And your body hears it. It always does. The deepest wrinkles don't show on your skin. They come from inner betrayal, from the moments you stopped choosing yourself. When you refuse yourself rest, tears, boundaries, or the right to say no, your vital energy gets blocked and life feels heavy. Did you know self-abandonment carries one of the heaviest vibrations? It doesn't just weaken your energy, it actually disrupts your cell's ability to regenerate, causing your organs, skin, and energy to age faster. That's why so many people feel constantly drained. Their eyes lose their sparkle, nothing excites them, and they look dull even if they take care of their appearance. Their soul is just left behind. But here's the amazing news. Just as you've unknowingly abandoned yourself, you can come back to yourself. How? By simple but powerful acts of reconnecting. Consciously choose who you spend your time with. Every day, ask yourself, what does my soul need today? Decide to let go of inherited pain and stop repeating patterns that aren't yours. Honor your emotions without judgment and accept yourself fully, even when no one else sees. And here's a phrase that can change everything if you make it your own. My energy is sacred, and today, I choose to come back to myself. Saying this with intention is more powerful than any cream, supplement, or outside fix, because true youth doesn't start with what you use on your body. It starts with what lets you feel, live, and honor yourself. The latest science proves it, and the oldest spiritual traditions always knew it. Your body isn't ruled just by genetics. It responds to your vibration. What does that mean? It means you're not doomed to feel worn out as you age. Every cell reacts to the frequency you put out, and that frequency, though invisible, is your choice every moment. Age isn't what matters. It's your energetic field. When you live in stress, fear, frustration, or resentment, your energy drops and your body's ability to heal slows down. Your cells stop repairing, your skin dulls, your breath gets shallow, and your body slowly poisons itself with trapped emotions. But here's where the magic happens. When you raise your energy with awareness, your whole system rejuvenates. Your electromagnetic field grows. Your cells get more oxygen and light. Your mind clears and your soul wakes up again. This isn't just a metaphor, it's real energetic biology, and it all starts with a choice. Today, I lift my energy and let my body follow. How? Breathe deeply every day like life begins right now. Speak words that lift gratitude, love, trust, and truth. Choose thoughts that build up instead of tear down. Surround yourself with people and places that feed your light, not drain it. Pause. Honor silence. Find your center. This isn't a quick fix. It's deep reprogramming. Your body can heal, but only if you give it permission through your vibration. Because what wears you down fastest isn't time itself, but the weight of what's unresolved. When you clear away what no longer serves you and vibrate from your truth, youth doesn't just come back. You become youth. Now you see that knowing isn't enough. You have to practice, apply, and activate. So here's a simple but powerful ritual. No beliefs required, just presence. If you do this with intention, it can start shifting your energy today. Do it for 7 mornings. You only need 5 minutes in your focus. Step 1. Living water. Before you check your phone, stand in front of a mirror. Take a mindful sip of water, warm and with sea salt is best, and wash your face slowly. As you do, whisper or think, "Today I choose to see life with fresh eyes." My soul rejuvenates, my body listens. Step 2. Energetic breathing. Breathe in deeply through your nose for a count of 4. Hold for 4 seconds. Then exhale through your mouth for 6 counts. Repeat this 7 times. Feel fresh energy flowing in and everything that no longer serves you flowing out. Step 3. Light visualization. Picture a golden light coming down from above, entering through the top of your head. Feel it healing your cells, cleansing your skin, and oxygenating your blood. Say to yourself, "My body is a sacred temple. Life's energy flows freely through me." Step 4. Seal your intention. Place your hands over your chest and thank your body. Make your daily promise. Today, I choose to love myself. Today, I choose to live lightly. Today, I choose to shine. Never underestimate small acts. The body hears what the soul declares. Repeat this ritual each morning for 7 days and you'll notice changes in your face. But more importantly, you'll feel your energy shift. Real rejuvenation doesn't start at the skin. It starts with your frequency. Now you know it's not just about creams, diets, or workouts. The hidden secret to feeling young again begins when you remember your light, clear away who you're not, and reconnect with the pure energy inside you. Here's something no one tells you. Your body changes when your vibration changes, and your vibration shifts when you consciously choose to love, care for, and free yourself. Don't look outside for what's already inside. Your soul already knows how to bloom again, and if you've made it this far, it's no accident. It means a part of you is ready to awaken, to stop time, and to live with renewed energy, aligned with your true purpose. If this message touched something inside you, let me know in the comments. What part spoke to you the most? Are you ready to try the ritual? Share this video with someone who needs to reconnect with their vital energy. Maybe you're the unseen thread guiding them back to their center. And if this wisdom resonates with your soul, subscribe and hit the bell. Here, we don't just share information, we share soul memories, forgotten truths, and spiritual keys to heal. Raise your frequency and shine once again. Thanks for being here, because if you're watching this, it means you've already started your rejuvenation journey, and no age can stop you.